Hey girlfriends, it is Jess Doherty here, and as I was just getting the information to send out to you about what's happening this fall, I just really felt impressed. I just wanted to share a couple of things with you, and I felt like God wanted me to do it via video, so I'm kind of going off the cuff here. There's a couple of things the Lord's been speaking to me, but a couple of days ago I read Hebrews 10, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35, and it says this. It says, "Do not throw away this confident trust in the Lord. Remember the great reward that it brings you. Patient endurance is what you need now, so that you will continue to do God's will. Then you will receive all that He has promised." I just read this and it really stuck to me when I read it a couple of days ago. Many of you know my story. You've been with me on my journey over the last 3+ years, and you've watched God restore some of the things that the enemy has wanted just to come in and break. And, to be honest with you, the last year and a half, 2 years, has been some of the most painful yet beautiful experiences that I've had. As I've dug deep into myself, God has revealed some beautiful things to me, about Him. When I read this verse the other day, it just has reminded me of my journey with Him. It's reminded me of His faithfulness. One of the things that the Lord spoke to me early on in my journey is about this confident hope. Have confident hope in me. I didn't understand what that meant. I didn't understand what it meant to be hopeful for something. I lived most of my life feeling hopeless, feeling like a victim, feeling like everything was going to go wrong, that somebody was after me, that person was going to do me wrong. And God is just bringing me through this season where He's teaching me to have hope in Him. And as I read this, I just love this because it just sets up the chapter 11, which, if you know anything about Hebrews chapter 11 are the great examples of faith. He talks about Moses and Abraham and Sarah and all of these people that God used, all of these prophets and these men and women of God that God used. And God said, look at the faith that they had, look at where they stood, and look at what I did with their life. And so as you read this in chapter 10, it's actually just a few verses before you get into chapter 11. It really shows us what it means to have this confident trust, that self-assured that, Lord, I am going to confidently trust you for what you do. And it says, in the Amplified Version, it says this: "Do not therefore fling away your fearless confidence, for it has glorious and great rewards." Confidence is something that I thought for so long. I have confidence. I'm a confident person, but the Lord showed me how I wasn't confident, how I didn't have those attributes of confidence because I didn't believe in myself, because I didn't believe in who He said that I was. And girls, I can only say from my own experience how God has just really wrecked me, and I'm learning what it means to have confidence in Him, to have confident trust, because the more confidence I have in Him, the more I realize who I am, the more I can see Him for who He is, the more I understand who I am, who He's created me to be. And I love how it says to look at the great reward that it will bring you. Patient endurance is what you need now. God is calling us to have patient endurance. Not look at our lives as hopeless, but look at our lives as hopeful. Be confident in the Lord and all that He's done. I looked up the word patience, and it says that it's a misfortune, pain without complaint. Are you patient? As you go through times in your life, do you complain? What's your stance? What's your spiritual thermometer? Where do you stand emotionally? Where do you stand spiritually? What comes out of your mouth? What sits in your heart when you go through those times? And do you have the patience? Do you see things as hopeless or hopeful? Are you willing just to look to Him and to say, you know what, Lord, through all of this, I see where you've brought me. I see what you've done. So, Lord, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to have confident trust in you because I remember the reward that it brings. Lord, I'm going to have patient endurance for now. Here is what the rest of the Amplified Version says. It says, "Therefore, do not fling away your fearless confidence, for it has a glorious and great reward. For you have need of patient endurance." And this is what it says: "to bear up under difficult circumstances without compromising, knowing where you stand, standing on the rock, so that when you have carried out the will of God, you may receive and enjoy the full of what is promised. Girls, he wants you to enjoy. He wants you to enjoy, not just wait and enjoy the reward or enjoy the end of the journey. Girls, he wants you to enjoy the process through the journey and all of the ins and the outs and all of the detours and all the dead ends and all the frustrations. He wants you to enjoy that. He wants you to have confident trust. He wants you to have confident hope in him. And no matter where you're at today, he's calling out to you to say, trust me, daughter. Trust me, daughter. I have you. I have you in my hands, and if you just lay your life down before me, if you just confidently put your trust in me, confidently put your hope in me, be patient. Listen, I will help you to receive. I will give you all that I have promised. Girlfriends, he's got beautiful things for you. It's got beautiful things for us, and I'm so excited that I get to be a small part of your journey, of what he's walking you through, and a small part of what he's doing in our tribe and in our church. And I hope that you take a moment to read the rest of what's happening with our Bible studies and our Saturate night coming up. Powerful time at Saturate, and I want you to be a part of that and to join us as we gather together and worship and pray and just seek his place during that beautiful night. Love you, girlfriends. Seek God. Know that he is your advocate. He is by your side. He is your heavenly daddy, and he loves you so very much. Blessings, friend.